what are your Super Bowl traditions? How do you like to watch the game? I know you attend the game, but when you're not attending the game, what's kind of your favorite way to be watching these big games?
I normally watch the game alone. I don't like a whole lot of distractions. I don't watch sporting events with sound because I'm normally going to have to critique the game. And so I don't want what someone says to influence what I'm going to say. So I don't watch sporting events with sound unless it's track and field, and we don't really talk track and field. And so normally I'm alone and I'm just, I'm trying to, go through my head, okay, why did this play happen? Why was it successful? Who missed this block? Who missed this tackle? What did the receiver do? And so I'm analyzing the game within the game. But traditional foods, I probably order out and probably get barbecue or something like that, maybe some chips, but nothing different than probably any other game if I was watching it. But normally I'm not at big parties, Super Bowl watch parties, things like that. Like you said, occasionally I have been to the Super Bowl, but it's kind of hard because I want to kind of watch the game, but I'm watching the game and I'm trying to analyze at the same time. And people are like, what you think? Should that have been a penalty? Oh, you thought that was a holding call? Was that a good play? And so it's like, I just give up. So now I'm trying to explain to people what's actually going on. So, but normally when I'm home, I'm watching the game by myself in a room by myself.
It makes total sense now that you explain it. I know that Travis sent you a pretty sweet swag box earlier this season. If they do make it to the Super Bowl, will you be rocking that swag?
I don't know if I'm gonna go to the game. It's hard for me being a Bronco to rock Chiefs gear. Now, if it was just him with no Chief paraphernalia, if it just had TK on it, no problem. I got it. But I don't know if a Bronco can rock Chief gear.
I know that you've been a mentor towards him, and how do you feel that he has handled, obviously, fabulous football player, one of the greatest tight ends of all time in his own right, but how do you feel like he has handled this extra attention that he has gotten this past season?
I think he's handled it well.
Yeah.
As long as you understand the main thing is the main thing. Don't forget, now you're a football player. Now, I understand that he's dating Taylor Swift and she's as big as we have in the universe, but your job still requires you to be great at playing the game of football. And I think he's done a great job of that. But when you great, you're used to being in the spotlight. Now, this is a different type of spotlight. It's a lot hotter when you deal with someone of her magnitude. I think she's great. I don't know her personally, but for him, I think knowing him the way I do, I don't think he involves himself with somebody that's not of the highest quality and the highest of a person of good character. I think they make a cute couple. I'm very excited for him, but I think he's done a great job because he understands the scrutiny that was going to come along with it. And it's still, they lose a game, it's because of her. And they win a game, why the camera's on her. But I like it. I like it for him. I like her being at the game. She brings a different set of eyeballs to the game. There are a lot of young girls and women that are watching the NFL football that could care less about that. And so the NFL is like, hey, we get new eyeballs, we get new customers, we're all for it. But I think he's handled the increased attention. I think he's handled it very well.
Yeah, definitely. And if he didn't, the fans would definitely let him know.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. What did you make of your SNL spoof?
It was great. I didn't have any, and people ask, did I get a heads up? No. I had no idea. I had no idea when I'm actually shooting Katt that it was going to be this. I remember rapping and I get done and I'm finishing and I look back at my producer and he's shaking his head. And I'm like, what? Did he say something? Did I say something? He's like, this is going to be huge. It's going to break the internet. And so I'm thinking, okay, 10, 15 million views. 10, 15 million views for digital sit down. That's ginormous. 10, 15 million views, even in linear television, is huge. So I'm thinking, okay, we get 10, 15 million views. We're great. I remember watching, and we got 120, almost 130,000 people watching it live in the chat. And I remember calling him, I'm like, bro, there's like 130,000 people watching in the chat. And I'm like, okay, still, we 10, 15 million views. We're going to do good. That's really good. We get 2 million the first day. I was like, hold on, what happened? And then we're like 14 million views in two. I was like, oh my God. And I remember calling him back. And I said, so what do you think? I said, we had 14 million views and we're 2 days in. He said, it's going to do 50 million. I said, 50 million? I said, because you have to understand, only Joe Rogan, this is only the third video that's this in an interview format that's done that many, at least 50 million views. So to think something that I had a hand in, and my team, CJ, the producer, all the team at the Volume did a great job of putting this together. Katt was Katt, but I had no idea. And for Saturday night, because I'm doing a nightcap, and I've just in the chat, we're doing it live, and people are talking about, they spoofing you on Saturday Night Live. So I get my other producer, Ash, to pull it up, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And I'm just like, I hope my sister's watching this. It's an unbelievable honor, and I understand in order for you to make that room for them to even think about, let alone doing it, to even think about, it has to be something that's been at the top for a minute.
Oh,
and
definitely.
I'm extremely excited. It's great. It's one of the proudest moments.
As you should be. I was going to say, what is maybe besides career, what would you say is one of your greatest accomplishments that you have achieved? You know, off the field and things like that?
Well, all three of my kids are graduates. My son is married. I have a grandchild now. My youngest daughter is finishing up, about to start residency in medical school. My oldest daughter is in human resources. So I'm extremely proud of the way my kids have turned out. They've been great kids. I think professionally, for me, is the career that I'm in now. Obviously, I was good at the game of football and had some incredible awards and honors. Got elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2011, and that's a huge accomplishment. That's our football heaven, where all the really good and great players go. But I think now what I've been able to do to not necessarily be sports and people see me something other than an athlete, I think I'm kind of proud of that and what I've been able to do to start on this journey. And I have a great team around me that's helped me navigate where I'm going through right now. So I think where I am right now and what I've been able to accomplish over the last 6 months to a year is kind of what I'm most proud of. And I'm anxious to see what the next year, 5-year holds for me.
Big things ahead. And real quickly, yes. I know I got to wrap, but how would you describe yourself as a grandpa?
I told my son he probably not going to want to lead him around me very much, because I'm gonna let him do all the things that you did. So I want you, so when you get him back, you'll understand why he's standing on the couch and doing all the things that I asked you not to do. And your head was hard. So I'm going to try to make his head just as hard as yours and see how you like that. But I'm going to be a fun grandpa. I'm going to, hey, I understand. It is that the love for a grandchild is even greater than the love for your own child. And unfortunately, I'm starting to see that right now.
I'm so excited about this commercial spot. It is so funny. I thought it was great. What was it like getting that set for you?
I mean, it was a huge honor. I want to thank Oikos, because I do understand when you're dealing with a company like this, they can have any athlete, entertainer, celebrity, ex-athlete, current athlete they want, and they chose me. And to put me with one of the all-time great funny men in Martin Lawrence. Watch Martin, his sitcom. It was unbelievable. I've gone to some of his stand-up shows. He's unbelievable in concert. And him being a big A-list movie star, and to know that, a small kid from Glenville, Georgia, now has a national spot in a big game, and I'm next to Martin Lawrence. And to get an opportunity to be next to greatness. And I've been around greatness in the athletic realm, but I do understand greatness is greatness. And to see him operate in his space was unbelievable for me. And I had a great time shooting this Oiko spot. The golf game does not get off the way we envisioned. And so I had to hold the Oikos because he did the work.
I love it. It turned out absolutely fantastic. Did you have to do a lot of takes on this? Was it impossible to get through it without laughing with him?
You know what? I wanted him to look. I made sure that I understood him. I knew my lines. I knew to act, because at the end of the day, they want the commercial. Obviously, they have an idea of how the commercial should turn out, but they do understand it's Martin Lawrence and Shannon Sharpe. Yeah. And so let them be them, and this is going to be the best product on camera once it's over. And so they did. They allowed us to be us. We had a lot of different takes and a lot of different, okay, let's try it like this. Okay, how would you actually say this if there were no cameras around? And so we played with it a lot of different ways, and hopefully they got the best version of Shannon Sharpe and Martin Lawrence.
Oh, they definitely did. It's hysterical, and I can't wait for everybody to see it. It really is so much fun.